Mary Ellen Mark was an American photographer who was widely published in various magazines, galleries, and museums worldwide. She was most known for photographing people who were, in her words, away from mainstream society and towards its more interesting, often troubled fringes. Mark has won several awards, including 3 Robert F. Kennedy Journalism Awards and 3 fellowships from the National Endowment for the Arts. Mark photographed what was most interesting to her. That happened to be a lot of portraits of people who were less fortunate. She also believed connecting with the subject allowed for the patients to capture the most effective and the most interesting expression from the subject. Mary Ellen Mark also played with the square format in order to form a different composition. She wanted to work harder to break the tendency to make the photograph symmetrical when using a square frame. Mark believed that by using a square to photograph, it allowed her to grow and become a better photographer. Her photographs are typically very simplistic yet powerful. Mark explains why she does this is to allow her photos to transcend different cultures. She makes the viewer feel basic emotions that all people can relate to. It's about the power of the photo and the feelings behind it. Mary Ellen Mark's photos were less about being perfect and more about the imperfections and how they could portray the perfect message. Her work was about showing that people, all people, mattered. Her photos can be categorized somewhere between explanatory and ethically evaluative. This is a photo from her work named Streetwise. These photos portrayed troubled youth in Seattle. It's explanatory by showing the viewer the troubling realities of the homeless in Seattle. It is also ethically evaluative because the photo makes an ethical judgment about homelessness. This photo was more ethically evaluative. Mary Ellen Mark was quite bold in her photography. She captured real issues that were not always taken well by the public. Her photos sometimes made the viewer feel uncomfortable, but it always got their attention. Mark once said, "I see more in black and white. I like the abstraction of it." Which is not to say she sees things so right or wrong, but quite the opposite. There is a lot of gray area in the way she shows viewers the world. She portrays subjects in a way that there is some interpretation left up to the viewer. With this photo of a prostitute in India, Mark says visiting and photographing these women was one of the most rewarding experiences. She said these photos conveyed visual richness, which is why I think she decided to leave the photo in color. The color in the photo makes the content almost light and fun, rather than the serious implication it may have had in black and white.